She canceled our date night saying, "My mom's in the ER." But that same night, I watched her kiss my married boss on live TV, so I exposed them both in one ruthless email that destroyed everything. Hey Reddit, grab some popcorn because this one's going to hit you like a freight train. What unfolded last Friday night completely flipped my life upside down, but not in the way you'd expect. For the past 2 years, I'd been in a relationship with my girlfriend, Megan. She works as a marketing coordinator for a startup in the tech space, while I'm in finance at a mid-level consulting firm. We'd been talking seriously about moving in together, maybe even getting engaged next year. From where I stood, everything seemed to be falling into place, or so I thought. Megan had been bailing on our date nights a lot more lately. There was always some sudden emergency. Her mom not feeling well, her sister needing help, or a last-minute work deadline. And being someone who doesn't like to control or question everything, I always let it slide. I mean, family comes first, right? Now fast forward to last Friday. I had managed to snag a reservation at this trendy Italian spot downtown, the kind that's booked out weeks in advance. I was really looking forward to it. Around 3 p.m., Megan texted me saying, "Hey babe, need to cancel tonight again. Mom's having chest pains, and we're rushing her to the ER. Rain check." My immediate reaction was worry. I called her instantly, offering to meet her at the hospital, bring her coffee, whatever she needed. But she brushed me off, said it was probably just stress, and that her dad didn't want extra people there. I said okay, told her I loved her, and that I'd be waiting to hear updates. I canceled the dinner reservation and settled in with some takeout, thinking that was the end of my Friday night. But then, just after 7 p.m., my friend Dave messaged me saying, "Yo, turn on the Lakers game. They're doing some crazy kiss cam stuff right now." Curious, I flipped to the game. During a timeout, the camera started zooming around the arena, catching couples and putting them on the big screen for the crowd. And that's when my heart stopped. The camera landed on Megan, in the exact dress she bought for our date night, sitting courtside, feeding popcorn to my boss, Richard Chun. And then, right there in front of thousands, she grabbed his face and kissed him like they'd been together for years. Richard, my married boss, my supervisor, the same guy who had lectured me just a month ago about professionalism and boundaries. I was in shock. I dropped my food, froze in my seat, and just stared at the TV screen as the crowd cheered and the announcer made some joke about young love. I sat there in silence, the remote slipping from my fingers, my eyes glued to the screen like I was watching a nightmare play out in real time. There she was, Megan, smiling, laughing, throwing her head back as Richard whispered something in her ear. She didn't just look comfortable. She looked happy, and that cut deeper than I can ever explain. My phone buzzed just then. A text from her, "Mom's stable now. Doctors say it's stress. I'll stay with her tonight just in case. Love you." My jaw dropped. The sheer nerve of it. She was literally on live television sitting courtside with my married boss while texting me a lie about her mother's health. I took photos of the TV, then switched to record and captured a full minute of them on screen. Her leaning on him resting his arm behind her seat. The kind of body language that screamed intimacy. And all I could think was, how long has this been going on? That night, I didn't sleep. I wasn't angry yet, just shocked. I went down a rabbit hole of clues I'd ignored for months. Her Instagram had pictures from work dinners, at restaurants I'd never been to, a wine tasting she claimed was a team-building activity. But when I zoomed into her sunglasses in the selfie, there was a man reflected next to her. And that man had the exact hairline as Richard. My mind started rewinding through time, the nights Megan canceled plans, the times she vanished for hours, the weird way Richard had recently become dismissive of my ideas at work. It was like someone hit a switch, and suddenly everything made sense. She was lying to me, and he was playing me at work. I cross-referenced their alibis. Her sister's move matched his client trip. Her sick mom matched his supposed team retreat. The overlap was too precise. I built a folder that night, screenshots, videos, calendar notes, social posts, everything. I didn't want drama. I wanted evidence. And I wanted justice. That Sunday, after pretending everything was fine, I met Megan for brunch. She acted like nothing happened. Told me her mom was recovering at Presbyterian General. Went into detail about the terrible ER chairs and the rude nurse who rolled her eyes. She lied so easily I almost believed her, until I remembered the video on my phone. I nodded, smiled, let her talk. Then I went home and sent 2 emails. One was addressed to HR with Richard's direct manager copied. It contained the video, the photos, the timeline, and a detailed breakdown of how Richard had engaged in an inappropriate relationship with an employee's partner, creating a conflict of interest, an ethical breach, and a toxic work environment. The second email went to Patricia Chun, Richard's wife. I found her through LinkedIn. I kept the message simple. I think you deserve to know the truth. I attached screenshots of the kiss cam and a few of Megan's posts with Richard's reflection hidden in plain sight. I hit send. Then I closed my laptop and took a deep breath. I knew things were about to explode, but I didn't feel scared. I felt peaceful, like I'd just set down a weight I'd been carrying for far too long. By Monday morning, the ripple effect had already begun. HR reached out for a meeting, and so did Patricia. She called me personally, her voice shaking with a mix of gratitude and rage. I knew something was off, she whispered. But seeing them like that, I let her talk, offered her the proof, and told her I was sorry she had to learn this way. She thanked me, not just for the evidence, but for giving her a chance to see the truth without the lies. Meanwhile, HR conducted their investigation with the same shock I'd felt days before. They interviewed me thoroughly, asked about every interaction between Richard, Megan, and me. I told them the truth, pointed out the inconsistencies in my recent performance reviews, all coinciding with when I suspected Richard and Megan began their affair. Within days, Richard was placed on administrative leave. The office was buzzing with speculation. People knew something big had happened, but nobody knew I was at the center of it. And that's exactly how I wanted it. By the end of the second week, Patricia had filed for divorce, taken full custody of the kids, and was preparing to sell the house. Richard, on the other hand, was terminated from his position, officially due to poor judgment and ethical conflicts that reflected badly on the company. He lost his job, his family, his reputation, and most importantly, any power he thought he held over me. HR offered me a promotion and a 12% raise, a role that came with more responsibility, a bigger team, and a clear message that they valued my integrity. I took it graciously, and that same day, Megan finally called me, crying, pleading, apologizing. She said everything had spiraled, that she didn't mean for it to happen, that she thought Richard would leave his wife for her, that she was so confused. I let her speak for a while, then told her calmly that I knew everything, from the Lakers game to the fake emergencies. Her voice cracked. You knew, I said, since the moment you lied to me while sitting courtside with him. You were wearing the dress I bought for our date. She tried to defend herself. She tried to blame Richard. She said she made a mistake, but I didn't flinch. I told her, this wasn't a mistake, it was a pattern, and it's over. That was the last time we spoke. She sent a few more messages after that, trying to justify, trying to reconnect, even trying to meet, but I never replied. The locks on my apartment changed. Her photos were deleted. Her number was blocked. Richard moved to another state, probably hoping to start over. Megan, I heard, moved back in with her parents. And me? I moved forward. I rebuilt, refocused, and rose stronger. Sometimes the universe doesn't give you justice, you have to build it brick by brick. And that's exactly what I did. So what would you have done in my shoes? Would you have confronted them immediately, or let their own lies take them down quietly like I did? Let me know in the comments. And if you think this story was as wild as I know it was, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more real stories that'll leave you speechless. Sometimes, karma doesn't knock, it just sits courtside on a kiss cam.